Well, hello there, my fine friend. Welcome to the top of week 3 on the Persist program. Today is going to be an upper body session. If you've been following along with the previous weeks, there's going to be some familiar challenges here. There's going to be some new challenges here, exploring different positions to get you stronger, more muscular, more mobile, more flexible. Everything you need to feel your absolute best. But if you're new around here, please let me know who you are, number one. But also know you're going to get an amazing workout. I'm going to be coaching you throughout, giving you all the tips and the tricks and the trades to make sure you're moving your best and also getting the most out of these movements and different formats we're going to be working with, of which there are plenty. I'm not going to bore you with the details here. All you're going to need is probably a couple of pairs of dumbbells to get the most out of today. You're going to see me largely move between something on the very light side, something on the more light to moderate side, and maybe, if I'm feeling up to it, something more moderate to heavy, but simply do the best with what you have access to and you can refine for future sessions and whatnot. Without further ado, let's jump into our warm-up and get the upper body feeling spry and ready to go. Yeah, what's up? Let's get to business. Lying on the floor because I'm in a generous mood. We're going to be doing this side lying windmill. Open up the shoulder and the thoracic spine ahead of all our demanding work today. So knee on the floor, hands together. Send the straight arm round. Oh, goodness me. And I'm actually going to carry on going like I'm playing some ginormous air guitar. Bicep scrapes past the ear. I turn the chest because I also want to get that T-spine. Don't worry if you can't touch the floor. Just go as low as you feel you need to. Being wary of your environment. And just keep on rolling. Oh, yeah. What am I hitting into? Dumbbells. Always hitting into dumbbells. Oh, well, friend, thank you for joining me today. I don't take that lightly. I guarantee we're going to show you a good time today and explore the bodies in all kinds of interesting ways. Strength is never a weakness. Okay, we're mixing things up to the other side. I like the knee on the floor because you know you're not getting the movement from your pelvis, for example. Oh, yeah.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
I'm gonna call it right there.
Rest.
Next up, we're going to come into this active butcher's block position. So I'm going to come into all fours here. I'm going to reach my elbows forward on the ground in front of me. And keeping the bum in the air, you sort of have your hands together.
Round 3.
Try to keep your face off the floor. And I'm going to drive my chest and face towards the floor, more or less close to touching. Nice stretch in the shoulders, lats area. I want to drive the elbows down. And release. And I'm just sort of freestyling with this end range stretch here that's dynamic. Meaning I'm just moving in and out of it there. Trying to get comfortable with that overhead position.
10 seconds.
Last one, deep stretch, drive the elbows down. Oh, okay.
Rest.
Bent over T-raise here, working on retraction through the shoulder blades. So I want you to actively squeeze them together as I'm in this bent over position. You can play with hand positions. I'm actually going to go thumbs out. So bent over, thumbs pointing away from me, chest up. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and keep your arms straight. So I'm retracting shoulder blades, squeezing them together and following through with the hands.
Halfway there. 10 seconds. Rest.
And now the next one is actually going to involve dumbbells. I'm just going to get my lightest pair of dumbbells, keep things simple. We're going to be doing an angel press. So I'm going to turn my dumbbells out. So palms are facing out. And I'm going to curl up and punch and press. Pull shoulders back down into this deep stretch and then release the curl. You can sort of bring it back. So I'm basically doing this big, wide, arcing motion. Pulling the shoulders back, punch. We're going to be kicking off with some deep shoulder press today, because basically like this position here. Again, if you've been with me recently, that's been our area of focus. All right. Really challenging position. Along with some rows. That is our opening main course today. Okay. So on that note, I'm going to be picking up my light to moderate pair of dumbbells here. 12.5 kilos for your reference, who's counting? Now, what we're going to be looking at is a standing shoulder press position here. I'm actually going to split my feet. I like this for sort of balance and stability. And we're going to start in this position here. Now, different from like a regular shoulder press is actively pulling the shoulder blades down behind me, okay? So we get this really deep stretch position. It's also tough, so go on the lighter side to start. From there, we're going to punch up, control it down to that position again. We're going to go for 6 reps, swap feet, 6 reps.
Let's go.
Okay, so we're in this position. Make sure you're in the deepest position you can. Rib cage down, bum squeezed, punch. A momentary pause at the bottom just to make sure you are in that deep stretch position. Confident that was my 6. You can rest your dumbbells here. I like sort of 10-second breather in between. It allows you to push things perhaps just a little harder than you might be able to if you didn't have that break. Okay, we're on. Another 6, if you can. For the record, whether it was 4 or 5 reps, as long as they're challenging you, it will be a productive set. Don't worry if it's not exactly 6 each time. Okay, that was right on the money, especially as I was talking a bit. These 60-second windows are long, but they allow us plenty of freedom, creativity. Next up is going to be a single arm pronated row. Now the angle of the humerus will really dictate the different muscles you feel working in your back and indeed the focus therein. So I like to rotate these quite regularly to prevent any sort of overuse, niggles and stuff in the body, and also just to challenge different positions. I'm going to come into this bent over position.
Round 2.
My knuckles are facing forward as I grip the dumbbell, and I'm just going to drive the elbow relatively close in, not out super wide, get a good squeeze and go. Different from like an elbowing row where I might come wide and rotate a lot. This is basically just a nice single arm dumbbell row, but in this pronated position with a little bit more elbow flare. So it brings into some lower traps and rhomboids. A little bit of lats, the big guys that we normally target with like a neutral grip, or like we did last week.
Halfway there.
Again, just some nice variety here. Challenge those muscles ever so slightly different. Nice long stretch, reaching the dumbbell towards the floor, retract the shoulder blade, follow through with the elbow.
10 seconds.
That's a rule for all of your row movements, generally speaking. Big stretch, big squeeze, nice control.
Rest.
Don't worry, we get 3 sets of this. I know, it sounds so much fun. That also gives you plenty of chance to perfect your technique, make sure you're using loads that challenge those sets specifically. Very cool. So we're going to hit the other side now. If you want to use your hand on a bit of furniture or even another dumbbell like I do sometimes, you can play with that position however you see fit. The target remains getting a really good set of rows in. So whatever you got to do to make that happen, let's do it. Nice stretch, good squeeze.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
Oh, this is a long set. Goodness me. What's wrong with me? Yep.
Rest.
Okay, that's first set down. I actually am in a pretty jumpy mood, so I'm gonna grab something heavier for both of these movements and see if I don't regret it. Let's leave those there in case I go back on my word. Now, this is really gonna kick up some fuss on the shoulder press. I might have to go off piste and go for like less than 6 and 6. Let's have a look.
Round.
Long story short is we're splitting up a bigger set. Oh yeah. Okay, a little rest. Felt pretty good. This next 6 definitely gonna be tough.
Halfway there.
Okay.
Ten seconds.
Okay, we made it happen. That was tough, but we made it happen. Now, I'm also going to take on this bigger row. 60 seconds for the record are long working sets. Put that in there, as I always say, to give us plenty of flexibility. Maybe you go for the whole 60 seconds with a lighter load. But you don't have to. I'm going to grab this heavier weight here. No guarantees that I'll make that full 60 seconds. Let's have a look. Mixing my setup up, that's fine.
Round 5.
Keep the form tight on that pronated row. Squeeze, stretch. Let's just focus on each rep at the time, and that timer will come.
Halfway there.
Oh my word. Okay.
10 seconds. Rest.
Oh yeah, good challenge. Okay friends, definitely in the thick of it. Ready to go on the second set, second arm. Pronated row. Just reminding myself of where we're at there. Pay no heed to my drivel.
Round 6.
Okay.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
And one more for luck.
Rest.
Rock on. Feeling good. Feeling good for having just started. Getting into it, getting the blood flowing. Whew. Change your state when in doubt. One set to go. If you haven't found a really tough set yet on both of those movements, let's make it happen now. Whether we go longer than we had done, or we use heavier weight. Oh my gosh, back to it with the deep press. Hiya!
Round set.
Yep. Okay. Last little push. We got this.
Halfway there.
Oh, Billy.
10 seconds.
Oh my word. Perfect.
Rest.
Okie croaky. Last set of rows here. Quick recap for our best set yet. If I was looking at you top down, your elbow would be here. A little bit of daylight between the torso and the upper arm. And the knuckles are more or less, well, sorry, the palm is facing down, knuckles facing forward like so, instead of say a neutral grip row like that. Okay, we're on. So a nice sweep and a squeeze and a stretch.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
Hold it together, baby.
Rest.
Oh, lovely. There's a minute rest coming up after this. So let's work hard. Feel that pump starting to come into the body. Feeling good. And then we got a oh so challenging pairing coming up for us here. Pairing, or should I say trairing?
Last round. Halfway there. Oh. 10 seconds.
Oh, come on. Yeah.
Rest.
Booyah! Tough opening gambit. Don't worry, everything else from here will feel like a relative holiday. 45-second windows of work, 2 sets. Glorious. Now, I'm going to be switching back to my light to moderate pair for this next feast. Just one. We're using the bench press again. So if you're with me last week, you get to practice this again. This is a weirdly tough, strange movement. 30 seconds. So, windmill stance. So if I'm working my right side first, I'm gonna point my toes off to the left, all right? That allows me to soft knee and hinge the hips, okay? So I'm turning the torso as I'm hinging the hips back, and I'm gonna get myself into this position, and then I'm basically gonna press myself under the weight and come back. Epic sort of mobility, strength position here. So driving the shoulder back and down, turn my chest up, soft knees, and let the knees bend as I press under the weight. You don't have to get your hand to the floor, just whatever allows you to lock that arm out. Turn, bent knee, press under. Turn, feel that lat, so shoulder blade pulling back and down. Press under.
10 seconds.
I'm gonna call it there.
Rest.
Largely only looking for like 3 to 5 reps there. So, just gonna mirror that on the other side of the body. Don't worry, this feels strange, probably moving your body in a way that typical strength training might not have asked you. But this is just so much good stuff happening here. Active T-spine rotation up top, typically tough for us. Trunk stability, hinging, oh, it's all happening. It's all happening in close succession, okay.
Round 2.
Turn, press, under, turning back. Yep.
Halfway there.
Oh yeah. Typically done with kettlebells, which tends to feel a little more ergonomic.
10 seconds.
But you could use anything. You can use a baby elephant, although that'd probably be pretty tough.
Rest.
Coming to the floor for an oblique twist. Now, you could use a dumbbell like I'm gonna try and do, or you could just use body weight. So feet ideally floating off the ground, and we're in this position. You can play with the leg length. I'll just go with a sort of regular bend. Touch the floor next to your pocket. Rotating through the abdomen. I'm gonna try it with my weight. Dumbbell can be a little awkward, but we'll make it happen. Okay.
Round 3.
It's easy to rush these. We're gonna try and control them throughout. Try not to let your feet sort of go all over the place. Trying to keep things small and controlled. If you have to put your feet down because you're struggling, that could be one way of scaling the movement to your abilities.
Halfway there. Ten seconds. Rest.
Simple, challenging. I'm gonna get my lightest pair of dumbbells now, and I recommend you do the same. I'm talking really light. I'm talking a can of beans light. I'm gonna put us in this quadruped position to allow the rest of the body to sort of rest. I'm gonna sort of slightly hinge my hips back, keep the dumbbells close to my knees, and we're gonna be alternating, raising them up. Try to squeeze your tricep to keep the arms straight.
Round 4.
Check it out. Puff the chest tool, rise the dumbbell up, control it down, press into the other one for support. Alternate over here. It's sort of diagonal, it's not straight up. It's like in that kind of YMCA shape. YMCA. It's fun to talk about the Y. Okay, come on. Notice how much I'm struggling with these 5 kilo dumbbells. Still just about got it under control.
Rest.
Sweet Pixie. Okay, I liked it. Different, dynamic, stuff going on. Feeling muscles I don't normally feel. We're coming back to that bent press, so if you need to adjust your loading, please do. This is our last set, second and last set. Simple. Set your feet, left.
Round 5.
I don't always get the sequencing right, because ideally, like I said, you want to press yourself under the weight.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
That'll do.
Rest.
Is it Pavlov? Said you should be able to do 50% of your body weight. 50%? Yeah. Which for me, sadly, no small feat. But hey, you gotta have dreams. All right. Here we go.
Round 6.
Your knees can bend as much as you need to. Now, you can do like challenging straight leg versions, but that can require a little more flexibility.
Halfway there. Ten seconds.
That feels good. I'm happy with that. Whew.
Rest.
I'm enjoying this. Feels good, not overwhelmed. And guess what? We get to finish up with arms today. Biceps and triceps. If that sounds good, then we're going to be friends for life. All right, one more set of oblique twists. Okay.
Round 7. Halfway there. Ten seconds. Rest.
Wow. P. Diddley. Shouldn't say that. Take it back, sorry. Trap 3 raise. Ideally, if there is such a thing, you could do this on a upright bench, incline bench. Really nice, so you just get the body supported. You can work both arms. But we are doing a great job with our minimalist setup here. Let's roll. Really try and control it on the way down. It's very tempting. Just let it drop down. It's such a disadvantaged position. So tough.
Halfway there.
Definitely feeling better there.
10 seconds. Rest.
And rest we shall. Right. Next up with our EMOM, every minute on the minute, we're going to do a single arm tricep overhead extension, left, right, and then a reverse curl for the biceps. I want my work to be finished by around the 45-second mark, so this doesn't have structured work and rest. So you get to play with your reps a little bit, okay? Just do an amount of reps that feels tough for the loading you are using. We're just going to do it twice through, so if the first time is perhaps too easy, we'll make it harder on the second. I'm going to do this first one in this Caesar sit position. I always love sneaking in a bit of lower body flex, so if this isn't comfortable for you though, you could go standing, you could go tall kneeling. The main priority here is this deep stretch in the overhead tricep here, but you're also getting this sort of overhead mobility effect. Let's try it out. So I'm going to load my dumbbell down, big stretch, extend. Actively pulling it down, big stretch, extend. Good, challenging, simple. 3. I'm going to count my reps here just to try and lock it in my brain, see how many I'm getting. Again, we just get to focus on one side for this first window. I've already forgotten how many reps I've done. 6, I believe. 7.
Halfway there.
8. Like I said, I'm also pursuing that mobility effect of this deep shoulder flexion here. And I'm going to say 10. Oh, don't hit yourself in the
10
head.
seconds.
Oh man. That'd be a fun way to go out, wouldn't it? Jesus. He loved dumbbells, that Jasper, so much that he smashed himself in the head. Big stretch, extend and squeeze.
Halfway there.
Okay. I'm going to try using the same dumbbells for my reverse curl. Go to standing for this
10
one.
seconds.
This is definitely going to be tough. I'm going to start in this neutral position, so palms facing in. I'm then going to curl, rotate to palms down, control it down and let that little rotation happen at the end. So squeeze up, control, little rotation at the end. So it's like that top part feels a little more ergonomic to me this way. So tough.
Halfway there.
$12 feels perfect. And we're just going to do one more set of that business. Lovely. Up we pop. Overhead stretch. Control it down. You ever done that scratch test where you try and touch your fingers behind you? Easier said than done. But this can actually help. And get some juicy tricep gains as well. 2/3 of the arm, just saying. Or so they say.
Halfway there.
Not on my arms, sadly. Definitely getting tougher on this set. Big stretch, big stretch, big stretch. Oh, that feels appropriately good.
10 seconds.
Oh, what a difference. Nearly there, compadre. Let's finish up strong. Slow and smooth. Big stretch. Big squeeze. Slow and smooth. Big stretch. Big squeeze.
Halfway there.
Oh yeah, here we go. Last couple of juicies. Cha. Big stretch. Ah. Okay.
10 seconds.
Last set, here we go. Let's push, let's push, let's push.
Last round.
Fully straighten the arms at the bottom for that deep stretch. Oh, Billy. Come on.
Halfway there.
Squeeze in a couple more. Oh yeah.
10 seconds.
That is my set. And we are done. Oh, lovely. Now,
Rest.
we're going to kick off some flexibility stuff with a passive butcher's block. So what we did at the start, but just hanging on out. I actually want to elevate my elbows a little bit for this one to find a deeper stretch. So if you have any elevation, chair, sofa, blocks, try it out. Otherwise, just do the normal one we did at the start. So bum is high in the air, elbows on the floor or blocks. And think about pulling your elbows to the ceiling and then just plopping on down. If you want to rest your face on the floor, you could do that. But I'm going to try and keep my head pulled back. Focus instead on that lat tricep stretch. If you're still hearing me, well done. It's an absolute pleasure to train with you week in, week out. And doing this, you know, on a video, some weird British dude in the company of your own self. That takes some grit, you know, so power to you. I appreciate you. Some new faces joining us recently, which was pretty dope. How are we doing here? Good. Another 5 odd seconds. Ooh la la. Okay. Up.
Halfway there.
Now I'm also going to work in a little bit of cobra stuff here to help us with our bridge work. So I'm going to, hips to the floor, hands turned out, squeezing my glutes and opening my chest. Ooh. You can kind of relax into this. I like to think about actively extending my chest up. Good. And then I'm going to lower my body to the floor whilst actively pulling my chest up. Try to get my hands free. Oh, and we're gonna rest. Go back to passive.
10 seconds.
Oh, delightful.
Well done.
Speaking of delightful, that's what you've been if you're new around here. Let me know who you are in the comments section, where you're from, what's going on. That's what it's about. You're a real person. And if you haven't already, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm pulling out all the stops to get YouTube to just try and put me in front of there. I believe in this programming. I think the way we approach our workouts is as good as it gets. And we're worthy of praise and adulation. What can I say? So, any little helps, share it with your loved ones. Keep fighting the good fight and keep showing up and joining me on these sessions. I'm not making any sense, so I'm going to see you in the next one. Power to you, my friend. Ciao.